Ok, où est-ce qu'il est? Je veux qu'il vienne me voir. C'est tout.
Jean-Yves Sylvestre is no cop, no preacher, and no teacher. Just a man on a mission.
Ouais, viens avec moi. Ouais.
Keeping kids safe.
You stay right here with me.
And off the streets. Yet for some kids, the streets have turned into something ugly, a breeding ground for minor league gangs. Little soldiers wanting to become hardcore gangsters.
What we find, we're going to find those wannabes.
Harry Delva also keeps close tabs on kids in his community because he knows eager wannabes gravitate around hardcore, manipulative career criminals. Ultimately, the underlings do the dirty jobs, a thankless role that cost the lives of many young adults, and nearly cost Sergio his.
Automatically, the first day that you're gonna be in the gang, you already have trouble with older gangs.
He's lucky to be alive. The knife cut through thick layers of winter clothes.
It's not church. You know, it's a gang, a street gang, and you got to understand the values and whatever, everything else that comes with it.
These former gang members all agree it was easy to fall into the life.
They were around. Everywhere you went, they were there.
I started had problems at home with my father.
I didn't feel like I belonged to something or somewhere.
He drank a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
So I had to be a part of something to feel like, oh, you know what, I'm important, I'm somebody. People actually acknowledge my presence, they know I exist.
All right, so on y va les gars. Ok? On y va. All right.
Street gangs hang around
Et les
schoolyards,
filles, vous allez aller? On va à la maison?
metro stations, city parks, all part of their subtle seduction.
They won't really flash money, but the thing is they're going to flash about the way they dress.
There's 100 kids who passing around the metro. It's easy targets.
Artists are going to say, you can have, okay, what I have, you can be, okay, exactly the way I am.
Hot cars, clothes, and attitude, glittering magnets for vulnerable kids.
Imagine I got a big brother who's in the gang, doesn't work, can't stand up late.
Me, you used to see them, you know, like always big and tough, and they don't scare of nothing.
I got my mom's working hard, 12 hours, 14 hours, can't pay her bills, can't have a house.
Everything about them was, interesting.
My brother got money to, buy a big car.
You could see the respect that they commanded.
That's the most important thing for a young black man or a young, any youth.
Who I'm gonna imitate? My mom's working 12 hours.
I'm gonna be like this too, you know what I'm saying?
Young recruits work their way up. It usually begins with schoolyard extortion, better known as taxing. They then climb their way as they would in any other job.
In the beginning, we stole clothes, old or new, we didn't care. We just stole it and started to sell it to somebody else on schools.
Dice was taxed, and the experience marked him so much that years later he wrote and sang about it.
It was bad. I mean, they pulled a gun on me. That was the first time I seen a gun,
Wanting to own the right shoes, the right brands, all enticing lures for kids who don't have much of anything. A case in point, these shoes in Pierre Vaval's office.
Fashions of today give them a better self-esteem. And when you steal something like that from them, you're attacking their self-esteem.
Pierson blames Hollywood-style values for pushing kids into a life of crime. Gangster rappers such as 50 Cent provide the soundtrack.
They all want to be like 50 Cent and get shot and they're never gonna die. And this shit's not true, you know what I'm saying? You can die. Yeah, I get stabbed in the back 2 times.
Gangster rap may just be entertainment, but for some kids, it's a roadmap to an American dream.
I think that the media of today, the music industry, they give a lot of exposure to the criminal mentality.
Get rich or die trying. For some, a risk worth taking.
After we start to sell drugs. And that's the way we make quand même un bon argent. It's like a good money that we make it. And that was easy. easy for me. It's just walking on the street and that's it.
It just escalated to something bigger. They said we never expected to go to jail or to have to stab people or to have to shoot at people and nothing like that.
The brotherhood, this is really important for the gang.
That means being able to fight, kill, or get killed.
I got stabbed, I got beat up.
I myself got involved in the situation where, I had this gun and I almost shot this kid.
I got stabbed twice.
The moment where it happened, I was, it was charged with that ego and that, you can't mess with me kind of attitude.
Dice pulled the trigger, the kid survived.
The gun jammed, that saved him.
Greg and Dice were able to walk away. Sergio got a lucky break. The gang that ruled over his fell apart. Others aren't so lucky.